Welcome to Kathy's Eclectic Garden. I'm Kathy and I garden in Zone 5B, 6A in Northwest Ohio. I would appreciate if you would hit the subscribe button and subscribe to my channel. And when you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up. That helps me out. If you watched my last video, you saw how I got this bed prepared to plant in, and that's what we're going to be doing today. And I wanted to show you and explain to you what plants I've chosen to go into this bed. We'll start here at the east end of the garden. I call this the bottom. And we have star sedge. This is a native plant, Carex radiata. And I got this at Riverview Native Nursery in Spencerville, Indiana. That's where I get a lot of my native plants. And this plant likes wet to basic soil moisture, and it will tolerate some shade. This end of the garden, this garden is on a slope, and if we get a big spring rain, this end will have standing water just a little bit, but not for very long. So these should do fine here. They get 1 to 2 feet in height, and they will spread 1.5 to 2 feet. Now this is purple Chablis dead nettle. As you can see, it's a proven winter's plant because it's in a proven winter's pot. It's a Lamium maculatum. It gets 8 to 12 inches tall. And this plant will spread. It's almost like a ground cover. I've got 2 of them, and they will just fill in this area real nice. And they have these pretty little purple flowers on them. And I just thought they would be a real nice addition to this garden. They are not a true native, but they are a native hybrid. Next here, we have, whoops, I turned it over, have Nodding Wild Onion, also purchased from Riverview Native Nursery. This is Allium cernuum, excuse me. And this plant gets 1 to 2 feet tall and 6 to 12 inches wide. I've got 2 of them here, so they will fill in between some of these shorter plants and will stay shorter than the ones in back behind it. And in the back, we have a perennial phlox. It's a proven winter's plant. And I might mention that all of my proven winter's plants come from Straight Gate Nursery in Hicksville, Ohio. And this plant will get 18 to 20 inches tall, and it will spread about 16 to 20 inches. So that will make a nice backdrop for this little garden. And here in this little pot, I've got 2 of these side by side. This is blue-eyed grass. It's also a native. It is Cicericum angustifolia, and I screwed that up royally. It's blue-eyed grass, and I purchased this from Riverview Native Nursery in Spencerville, Indiana. And it gets 1 to 1.5 feet tall and 6 to 12 inches wide. And the plant back here in the back also came from Riverview Native Nursery. It is a New England aster. This will have purple flowers. It gets pretty tall. It'll probably fill up that whole area there. It will get 3 to 3 feet in diameter and probably 2 to 3 feet tall, unless I give it a Chelsea chop in the end of June, and to keep it a little shorter, which I may do. Now, planted on the back side of each of my pots is showy goldenrod, and it is to the back of the pots because that is the back of the garden, and these plants get 2 to 4 feet tall and 1 to 2 feet wide. So they will be well up above the pots and be a backdrop for the rest of the garden. In the pots, I'm planting annuals. Everything else in the garden is perennial, but I plant annuals in the pots. And this is pineapple sage, and I'm planting this for the hummingbirds. It will get red tubular flowers on it, and it will get, let's see, I can't read it. It will get 3 to 4, maybe even 5 feet tall. It's quite a large plant. It is hardy in zones 8 to 10, but we're a zone 6A, so it's not going to overwinter here. And it will bloom in mid to late summer. Okay, this is a stiff goldenrod. There will be 2 of them, one in the front of each pot. I can't pronounce the scientific name. I'm not even going to try. It likes full sun like all of the plants in this garden. It gets 3 to 4 feet high and 1 to 2 feet wide. Okay, this plant here with the little pink purpley flowers is a dwarf cranesbill. It's a type of geranium. It's also a ground cover type plant. It only gets 4 to 6 inches tall, and it will fill in all of this area here. Okay, these 4 plants here are all Coreopsis or tick seed, but there are 2 different cultivars, and I can't remember what the cultivar names are, and I don't have the tag on me, but they are all the same. They're all tick seed. The cultivar in the back with the red and yellow flowers will get 18 to 20 inches. The one that's in the front will get 12 to 18 inches. So they will kind of blend in together and look really nice together. Okay, these 2 little plants in the back are pale purple coneflower. They are a native from Riverview Nursery, Echinacea pallida. They get 3 to 4 feet tall, but they don't spread very much. They only get 6 to 12 inches wide, and they have a pretty pale coneflower type flower that just kind of droops down instead of laying out flat. So that'll make a nice backdrop for these tick seed in the front. This is a switchgrass. It's called Panicum Cheyenne Sky. I purchased it from Bluestone Perennials. It has a blue-green foliage that turns wine red in early summer. It likes full sun to part shade, and it gets 2 to 3 feet high and spreads about 30 inches. I've got 3 of these, and they will be placed on the back edge of the garden around the top area that's to the west to be a backdrop and to block some of the wind. I'm not affiliated with any of the companies that I've mentioned in this video, none of the nurseries or none of the growers. I don't have any affiliation with Proven Winners or Straight Gate or Riverview or Bluestone. I just happen to, that's where I get my plants, and they're good companies, and I enjoy doing business with them.